What's up guys, welcome to the second video of the giveaway 350Z build series. Still the same day as the last video that you guys saw yesterday, but today, or should I say in this video, what we are going to be doing is some nice BC Racing coilovers and some wheels. Probably the simplest thing we could possibly do on this car that's gonna absolutely transform the way that it handles and make it look a lot better than it does right now. We're gonna start off at the front. Why? I don't know, but we're gonna. Now I've never done coilovers on a car with this type of suspension design. It looks pretty simple. I don't feel like looking anything up, so I'm just gonna kind of go with my gut. I know that we're gonna have to pull off this brace so we can have access to the third bolt on top for the coilover, so. Now these three bolts are exposed. I could be mistaken, but I think all we have to do is those three bolts over there. We've got one bolt here where the shock sits on the lower control arm to get it to droop enough in order to get the coilover or shock, whatever you want to call it, out. I can't just pull it down enough, so I'm going to try unbolting the sway bar end link. I think that should do the trick. The good old brace the wrench against something trick helped break this loose. We should be able to pry it down enough to get this angled forward. A little bit more, come on. It might be possible to be able to compress this enough to be able to get it out, but it's not looking like I'm gonna be able to do it alone, so what I'll probably end up doing is just pulling this cotter pin out, unbolting this, and it'll be a piece of cake. With this guy unbolted, it should be a piece of cake to just pull this guy right out of here. I'm fortunate enough to have a great relationship with BC Racing. They're actually just like 10-15 minutes down the street from where I live. So we were able to go over there and grab a set of coilovers for this giveaway Z. They've supported pretty much every project I've ever been involved in. So I always have to give a massive thank you to BC for being so awesome and believing in all the crazy ideas that I come up with. Inside we have BC's BR series for the 350Z. Look at the pretty. Do the front ones first. It's really nice. It comes with all the same mounting points for the brake lines and everything. They're just kind of screws right on. I'm going to use the stock suspension kind of as a baseline. I know that the front we want to drop a little bit, and since it's going to be much stiffer, this looks like it's probably, you know what, I'm just going to put it in how it is. I'll adjust it after. Time to put the pretty in. Whenever I put BC coilovers in a car, it always makes everything else look so nasty. Because they're so pretty and fresh, and then everything else so nasty. Usually putting them in are easier than taking them out because you're going to something that's a little bit smaller. Ah, my glove is stuck! There's been like 8 times in the past month or so that I've needed new cotter pins. I highly suggest keeping some on hand because when you're removing them, there's a good chance that you might mess them up a little bit. I tend to do it a lot. That's something I'm going to work on, keeping cotter pins in stock. This wasn't part of our original plan, but when we started looking closer at the front brakes, we just deemed this sketchy. Like, look, the rotors are super worn, there's not that much pad left, and yes, it doesn't really matter for drifting, there's still enough to stop. However, we don't want to give someone a car that they could potentially be driving around town with sketchy brakes, so Matt ran over to O'Reilly's. They had some deal on some pads and great rotors, deal. So. Okay. You're getting brand new pads and rotors. We'll probably end up doing them for the rear too, just for now while we have the stuff off on the front. Why not do the front? While I'm doing the rotors, I'm actually going to replace this stud as well as some on the other side as well. The lug nuts just don't really like going on them. They're pretty like jacked up, so it'd be a good time to replace it. That fresh rotor life. Tried plasti dipping the Z logo white just to see how it would look out of curiosity since it was cream. That might look cool with the wheels, it might not. Cool thing with plasti dip is it's fun to just like test and be able to peel it off if I hate how it looks, so probably will, but. All right, now it's time to move on to the rear. This setup is more like my BMW rather than my 240 where the spring is actually separate from the shock, so a little bit different process, but still very simple. Got 2 little bolts up here that we will undo first. They're actually pretty tight. Tried to get them on my impact, but I couldn't. Right now I'm at a standstill because for whatever reason, the nuts on the other strut were super easy to get out, but on this rear one, they just didn't cooperate, and when I thought they were actually coming out, they were just starting to strip. So Matt's grabbing me an extractor from O'Reilly's so I can try to get this thing out and finish up on the coilovers. You're not gonna believe me, I've literally never used one of these in my life. and I am blown away by how well it works. I thought it was gonna be some difficult process, and I thought I was gonna have to get a grinder or like cut it or something. I literally just put it on, blasted away to the left, and it took it right off. Now working on the rear shock assembly, what we're gonna have to do in order to remove the stock stuff, there's one 17mm bolt right here, and then we're gonna have to undo the spring cup arm or whatever it's called. It's a very little light tap. And look at that. Now we have room to be able to push this down and get the, now we have room to push this down and get the shock out of there. Out you go. Out you go. Wow, this thing's got like a dent in it. Look at that. It's got a dent in it. Wow.
What does?
The strut. Oh. Feels. Actually, it doesn't feel that bad. The other one from the other side felt like way more blown out. Oh, I don't want to have to take the exhaust out to get this out. Oh. Oh, that pry bar though. Haha. I have one. La. All right, so here's kind of where I messed up in a way. I'm not gonna be doing everything today. The BCs that I got are just a replacement for the stock setup where the spring is external from the shock. I wanted to do a true coilover, but I was stupid and didn't order it because I have an adjustable arm that will go back here that will allow us to adjust toe and get the proper camber so we can have like perfect tire wear. That's the idea, and I'm probably gonna do that down the road, but I need to get the parts to convert it from BC, so that'll be a video that you'll see probably in the next couple days as soon as I can get over there and get what I need. But for now, we're gonna be installing their setup just like you would on any other car with an external spring and shock. We aren't gonna use this thing anymore. It just pries right out. You guys will understand why in a minute, but if you look, there's this hole right here, and we're gonna have to drill it out a little bit bigger. All this plastic stuff just pops off. Got fancy one of, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a cone dribbler. I don't know what it's actually called, but this works very well for making holes bigger. The BCs come with these really nice remote adjusters for the rear, and conveniently enough, we drill that hole, so this will be able to just slide right up in there, and that way we can adjust the dampening from inside the car rather than having to pull it off, which would be incredibly stupid. The rear spring is going to go in just like this. I would say this is the only somewhat complicated thing about installing coilovers on the 350Z is actually adjusting the preload and making sure that you set that up correctly. However, since we're going to figure out a ride height first, I'm going to go over that after we figure out the ride height, probably when we align stuff and add adjustable rods. And well, frankly, if I'm switching over to true coilover setup, I don't know that I'm going to, well, I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't know. The basic premise of preload is that we just want to be able to move this about 10 millimeters upwards, so it kind of holds the spring in place. We don't want the spring to be loose and floppy around. We don't want to have to move it a lot upwards, otherwise then the spring's going to have a ton of preload and it'll kind of ride funky. But spring feels nice and firm, not too tight. As you guys can probably guess, we are doing white Cosmos wheels, just like my Cream S13. This actual design is their XT206R. It's the wheel that's probably my favorite. Jimmy used to have these in his 300ZX, and they are the wheels that made me find out about Cosmos and how much I love their styles. However, I'm not able to run them on my S13 because they don't make them in the size that I need. These particular wheels are 18 by 9.5 with plus 10 offset, and I think, so long as I'm correct, they'll be perfect to do all around on this car. They should fit really well in the back, really well in the front. The tires I actually chose on these are Nitto NTO5s. They're the same tires that I run on my drift car. They're a little bit expensive, but I like them for the front, having a little bit more grip. They're 235/40 18s. It would have been cool to do 19s on this car and like be like super baller, but 19s are really kind of inconvenient for drifting and they rub on a lot of stuff. But anyway, you cannot go wrong with white on cream. I love how these wheels look. Look at that. Looks so cool.
So good.
I happen to have these lug nuts laying around too. They're PBM lug nuts, and I did originally get them for my car, but this car needs some decent lug nuts. So my car can wait. They're just like cool little contrast, kind of the copper with the cream. I like it. In addition to the wheels that are going to be on the car, I obviously have 4 wheels, 2 for the front, 2 for the rear. The winner is also going to get a set of drift spares. So Cosmos sent me 6 wheels, 4 for the car, and then a set of backups. As you guys know, one of the other prizes of the sweepstakes is another set of Cosmos wheels. So if you don't win this car, you could win that set of wheels. Another thing I forgot to mention too, along with the Cream Z and the extra set of wheels, the grand prize winner also gets $1,500, and that's primarily just to offset taxes, because when you do win something in a sweepstakes, you still have to pay taxes on it, and that should cover the stated value of the car, so that way you won't need cash to claim the prize. We might end up needing to roll the fenders. I have a fender roller and a heat gun, so it'll be a piece of cake. It all depends on kind of how everything plays out alignment-wise. I do have the adjustable arms, but I'm not going to put them in until I have the true coilover set up, because I can't, because I have to have the spring there. It'll make more sense when I actually show you. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out ride height, so I can figure out what the situation is with the fenders, like kind of see how the car is going to look, and then go from there. In the rear, we have two 35/40 18s, again, except these are Kenda KR20s. These are typically what I run on my drift car. They have a great amount of grip. They last really long. So what we use in Japan, that's what all the Lone Star guys use. The only thing that I'm not too crazy about with them is they don't make that much smoke, and they are like not an insanely grippy tire. They have grip, but they're not insanely grippy. I think it'll be perfect for this, and like, if you want to get a lot of laps on a tire, this is the tire. Just realized this stud is bad too. Actually, when we got the car, it was missing a lot of lug nuts, but I planned on replacing them all. So what I'll probably do is I'm gonna end up replacing these rear rotors too, and then that's when I'll do the studs, since you have to do that anyway to get to them. For now though, 4 is decent. Oh my God, my face is dirty. Has it been this dirty the whole time?
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you.
Oh, Shulman. Making me look like a fool. Dang, those wheels look good. Those lug nuts look really good too. So, since the car is going to be much lower now, it's going to be a pain to get on and off the lift. So what I'm doing is putting these wheels underneath these wheels, so when I lower it, I can essentially see where the ride height is without inconveniently having to keep on jacking the car up to put it on and off the lift posts. So hopefully it's pretty close the first time. We're gonna have to make a lot of adjustments. I don't know how much the coilovers are gonna compress, but I have a feeling it's gonna sit pretty high. Oh wow, it compresses quite a bit, huh? Dang. Fitment-wise, the front looks perfect size-wise. The back can probably use a spacer. I don't know, it actually is a little bit cambered in right now, so when I get rid of the camber, maybe not. But I think these wheels are perfect if you're not rolling the fenders. I don't know, height-wise. I think I want to come down lower. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want it to be like tuck and tire, but. After this clip, if you notice a change in dress or a change in attitude, it's because I decided to call it a night. Yes, I didn't follow through and build it in a day. It would have been possible if I actually started earlier in the morning and felt like staying up late, because, I mean, it is only about midnight right now. I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to stay on a good sleep schedule. I don't need to film like 4 videos in one day. We filmed about 2 videos today. I basically just have to adjust the height, close the video out, and then we're all set. All right, so I was peeling the plastic dip off because I didn't like it, and I think I went a little bit too deep with the razor blade, and it's peeling the paint off, so, I mean, I guess it probably won't look bad in black.
I think it looks better.
It's kind of good that the paint didn't really stick to it that much. I suppose I can always get like a new badge or something, right?
Yeah.
Dang. Dude, it kind of looks cool right now. It's like war-torn. Dang. This is pretty involved right now. I don't know that I want to do this. I feel like I should be showering.
Yeah, we're pretty dirty right now. Oh my God. No.
You know what, guys? I changed my mind. I think I'm just gonna end the video here. That way I could start tomorrow fresh. Where the car is, I think I'm going to end up lowering it a bit more, but I really want to see it on the ground and drive it around a bit, see if it settles at all. I still got to figure out what I'm gonna do for angle and see what I need for clearance there. But to end this off, I just wanted to thank BC Racing for making some awesome coilovers that I was able to put on this. Cosmos Racing, all of you guys for watching this video. Just a reminder, every $10 you spend on lzmfg.com gives you an entry for a chance to win this car plus 1,500 bucks, or a set of Cosmos Racing wheels, or a set of BC Racing coilovers. The official rules and everything will be in the description down below. You can expect to see 1 or 2 more videos finishing this thing up, and then hopefully taking it out, drifting, and having some fun. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you tomorrow.